last video segment, we talked about how the axis of the gun and the tactical handgun affects grip. Well, today we're going to talk about grip. All right, when we talk about grip, it's one of the fundamentals of combat marksmanship that we teach here at Raiden Tactics. When we're talking about grip in the regards of a single shot, again, as I said before, it's not that important. Whatever you draw is what you have. But when you want to place lethal rounds fast but accurate on target, then grip is a very important fundamental. We talked last time about the axis and how they affect the grip. Well, today we're going to actually talk about the grip itself and the human hand and a couple of different things that we do here at Raiden Tactics to help students learn to get a good grip every time. The first thing that you have to understand is your grip itself. You know, our hands, we have 5 fingers, well, 4 fingers and 2 thumbs. Okay, and we have to be able to recruit every part of our grip in the right spot at the right firmness in order to control the handgun. And the first grip that we want to talk about is what I call the monkey grip. And the monkey grip is nothing more than the hand being able to just bend down and the fingers grip, but they also recruit the muscles of the palmar surface of the hand, and that also increases in size whenever we grip and takes out any gaps that we have. The second grip we want to talk about is the human grip, and that's where we incorporate our thumb, okay? And that comes at the very last part of the two-handed grip that we're going to talk about today. The other is the conjunction grip, and that's where we bring in our support hand and we use it over our strong hand, but we use a grip that involves the friction of pulling these two hands together like this. Then we incorporate that human grip this way and then this way. Okay, and the way that looks on the pistol itself is just like this. The first thing we want to do when we meet the hand with the pistol itself is get the web of the hand as high up here on the beaver tail as possible. Then we want to incorporate these 3 fingers here along the front of the pistol grip. Our trigger finger is going to be alongside the frame here, okay, to keep it out of the trigger area itself. Okay, now notice that my thumb is high. Every time I grab a gun, rifle or handgun, the thumb is going to be high up. And what that does is it takes out any of the gaps here across the back. And when I'm gripping with these 3 fingers, I'm actually using that monkey grip and that palmar grip on the inside. Now, the pinky, out of the fingers that grip the gun, is the most important. If we have it loose and out here in the wind, we're going to allow the axes of the gun to actually move the pistol this way. Because when we have the long axis going this way, the only thing that stops it is this point here. So that's why the pinky is very important. The other reason a pinky is important is because if these 2 fingers are tight and the pinky is loose, we sympathetically move that pinky whenever we move the trigger finger. So then we're going to move the gun while we're doing trigger manipulation. All right, so the grip that I like to tell students to use is about the same grip that you used the first time you met your father-in-law and gave him a good handshake, a good firm handshake. I'm not one of these guys that says 50-50 on the hands or 70-30. I really don't care what grip you put in as long as it's firm and it controls the axes of the gun. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about that conjunction grip, and that's where I bring those 2 together and I take out any of the gaps that are on the pistol grip itself. But I'm using this friction grip as I come across the top here to the strong hand from the support hand. All right, now these fingers here have to be gripped firmly as well, just as firm as these fingers here. So I'm basically using both hands to grip sideways and then straight back and down this way. Now next is the thumbs. With my support hand, that thumb is going to lay across here, and I have a callus right here on the edge of this knuckle that always grips right here. So that is a touch point for me. The second part is my strong thumb comes down and presses onto the weak hand or the support hand thumb. That way, whenever I'm shooting, both hands are pointed roughly at my target, straight in like this. All right, and as I'm manipulating the gun, the axis rotates back. By having those 2 thumbs down like that, the gun barely moves. Now we're going to shoot this high speed, roughly five rounds, and you're going to be able to see the differences each time that I shoot. I'm going to have a good grip for the first time, then I'm going to release a little bit of the firmness out of my pinky, and then I'm going to release a little bit of the firmness or unequalize the grip in my support hand.